Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to a brand new video. In this video, I'm going to show you the new Warlock revamp. So as you know, Warlock recently got a big revamp and it got updated and stuff. So I thought it would be a good idea to make a new guide about Warlock. Anyways, in this video, I'll be covering the gears, the stats, and all the skill points you need for the best Warlock build. Alright, so the first thing I'll be covering is the gear. So for the hat, I have an Archmage's hat. You could also use a slime-infused hat or a scarecrow hood. Oh yeah, another good hat is Wisebeard, but it costs a lot. And this is not my main slot, so I could not afford it. Because I don't grind a lot in this slot. But if Warlock is your main slot, make sure to get the Wisebeard. The best robes for PvP are the Archmage's robes. But if you're doing PvE, then I suggest the scarecrow robes. And if you don't have those, then the artificial robes. The reason you should use Archmage's stuff for PvE is because they give you vitality. So if you have my build, which is a 30 dex rest intelligence build, that extra vitality will make your bomb into a big mana bomb, which is good for PvP. So the staff I'm using is an Astro Staff. It's pretty good. If you don't have this, use the Chitin Staff. If you're going all in into PvP, then I'd use the Forgotten Staff. Alright, and the best staff for PvE is the Web Staff. Now make sure when you're using the Web Staff, don't wear Archmage's stuff, wear a slime hat and an artificial robes or scarecrow robes. So that way you could get the multi-mana bomb effect for your mana bomb ability, and that'll give you much more DPS. And then for the boots, just use some scarab boots. Some people use Yeti for boots, but stamina is not a thing anymore, so just scarab boots should do. Alright, so for the stat build, I have 30 dex rest intelligence. And the 45 vitality is because of my Archmage's stuff, such as Archmage's hat and Archmage's robes. Now this is more of a casual PvE build. If you are going into PvP, I'd suggest, instead of doing 30 dex, I'd do 30 strength, so you could just get the Sonic Blink ability, which is very good for PvP. Alright, now for adventurer skilled build. So put one into double slash, and now this is a passive ability, so it won't be on your hotbar over here. It just you use it as you hit normally. And then I put 3 points into rock throw and 3 into mana stars and 2 out of 3 into health regeneration. Now I know some people put less into rock throw and 1 more in health regeneration, but since warlocks have lots of health stealing abilities, you won't need health regeneration. And as you can see on my hotbar, I don't have health regeneration. So as you can see for magic missiles, it says mana stars right now, and that's because I have the Astro Staff. If I take the Astro Staff off, they will become into magic missiles, which only have 3 bolts, unlike mana stars, which have 5 very strong bolts. So that's what the Astro Staff does. And now for the mage skill build. So I have 10 on mana bomb, 5 on blink, and 8 on thunder call. So mana bomb is a bit complicated. When you have 30 dex, rest, strength, and over 30 vitality, or some points in strength, it will become a pure mana bomb. Pure mana bomb is like a mana bomb, but much bigger. If you have 30 strength and rest intelligence, it will become a sonic mana bomb, which is smaller, but much faster and does more damage. And then if you have 30 dex and then rest intelligence, which is the web staff build, it will become multi-mana bomb, so it looks like this. And this does more damage. And when combined with the web staff, this is very OP. Okay, so blink is simple. You just kind of teleport. You can also teleport through mobs. And if you teleport into the very big slimes, you could get stuck in them, so be careful. Also, if you have 30 strength, the blink ability will become Sonic Blink, which will do damage as you pass by enemies when blinking. And Thunder Call is actually kind of complicated. When you're using a staff that's not a Forgotten Staff, the Thunder Call becomes like this. So, thunder comes out of the sky as you move your mouse. And then, I don't have a Forgotten Staff in this build with me right now. So, when using the Forgotten Staff and Thunder Call, it will do, more AoE, but less damage. And when using a Thunder Call with a normal staff, it will do, more damage, but less AoE. I have more of a casual Warlock build to get, the most out of the Warlock experience. So I put 1 into Dark Ritual, and 1 into Chain Binding, and 5 into Pillage Vitality. If I was to go into PvP, I would put none in Dark Ritual, none in Pillage Vitality, and none in Chain Binding. I'll put them all into Desecrate. because that's better for PvP. But since I want to get like the full Warlock experience, I put points into all the stats. So this is a casual Warlock build. Alright, so the first Warlock ability is Dark Ritual. So basically, Dark Ritual takes your health and replaces it for mana. It's very useful if you are out of mana. Alright, now the next ability is Dark Pulse. So for Dark Pulse, when you use it, you just like make a big black ring around you. This ring drains the HP of enemies and gives you more HP to the player. So it's like a HP stealing attack. As you can see here, it took the HP off the slime and put it on me. Next Warlock ability is Desecrate. So for Desecrate, it's very good in PvP. What Desecrate does is it like does a lot of damage to all the enemies surrounding you, and usually one taps the slimes. And the problem with Desecrate is it takes a lot out of your HP. So just be careful when you're using it. Otherwise, it's a pretty OP move because it does lots of damage and has huge AoE. The next Warlock skill is Pillage Vitality. In my opinion, the best Warlock skill. This is very good for bosses because what it does is when maxed out, it fires 3 bolts. So when it fires 3 bolts, it like does a lot of damage to the enemy and gives you back a lot of HP. If I'm correct, it's 150 HP per hit. And since there's 3 bolts, it gives you a 450 HP total if you hit all 3 bolts. The problem with this is it's not very good at PvP, and a lot of time you're going to miss unless you're doing PvE, because the mobs in PvE are much lower than real players, of course. The next ability is Chain Binding. Not lots of people use this ability. It's very, very hard to hit. In fact, it's even harder to hit than Pillage Vitality. So what Chain Binding does is it fires like a bolt, and if the bolt hits an enemy or player, like chains come out of the sky and like paralyze the player for a bit. Now the stun effect on my Chain Binding isn't much because I only put one point into the skill. But if you put a bunch of points into the skill, it actually has a long stun duration. I wouldn't say it's an OP ability. In fact, I'd say it's kind of not really good. But if you really like stun abilities, then I'd suggest using it. Alright, now for the last Warlock ability and the most hated Warlock ability, Blood Plague. So Blood Plague just does a huge AoE attack, and if it doesn't one-tap the mobs, it will poison them. And if a poison mob touches a non-poison mob, now the non-poison mob will become poisoned. So yeah, it's very good at PvP and at PvP. A lot of Warlocks spam this in the Colosseum. It's actually pretty OP because it has a low cooldown, big AoE, and poison ability. Anyways, guys, I hope this video has helped you learn something new. If I missed something, just please let me know down in the comment section. Alright, another message is only a small % of you are subscribed, so if you want to see more Vesteria content, please think about subscribing. It really helps out my channel. So yeah, subscribe if you want to see more Vesteria content, like if you liked the video, and comment if you have any suggestions.